How would you like to summarize the development of Nuevolution during the fiscal year 2015-2016?
I think it's been a remarkable year for the company, maybe the most important year in the history of the company. In October of 2015, we announced deal number 15, deal with Janssen, so a subsidiary of Johnson & Johnson. In December, we IPO'd the company on the First North in the premier segment of the Nasdaq Stock Exchange, and raised 250 million Swedish kronor, the all-time highest capital raise for a biotech company at the time in that marketplace. And in December, we announced the identification of our first candidate compound, the leading candidate for one of our programs. And then during the first half of this year, we have been promoting that program for partnering, and we are now in negotiation with several parties. So I think it's been a very busy and a very good year for the company as such.
The total expenses increased during 2015-2016 despite declining revenues. Can you explain the reason behind this?
So it's been a more costly year for sure. We had a one-time cost expense, of course, in connection with the IPO, which is always expensive. So that came in, and also the most mature research program is now entering a phase where things will get more expensive, and we have needed to do these investments to mature it sufficiently for the partnering. That makes the cost go up, of course. Then on the revenue side, we have done the Janssen agreement, of course, during 2015 in October, and now we are into the strategy of out-licensing of our own program, and there will be a lag period, you could say, until we see hopefully a significant upfront payment when we announce the next deal.
Can you give us an update on the status of your RORγt inverse agonist program?
Yeah, so we have both a candidate compound and we have the backup compound. So two preclinical candidates are now ready. They have been fully profiled. We have good efficacy in animal disease models, and we have tox data for both compounds, research level tox. So we have studied the two compounds in a 7-day tox study, and they are clean. So the two compounds, from an efficacy point of view, yes, they work, and from a safety point of view, yes, they are not toxic. Looks very good. Then we have optimized the synthetic route of the active ingredients during first half of this year, and we're now going into a production phase. And if everything goes well, we should have the API, the active pharmaceutical ingredient, by end of this year, and then we can do the regulatory toxicity testing first half of next year, with the aim of filing an IND mid next year, if everything goes well.
What is your comment to Allergan's acquisition of Vitae Pharmaceuticals?
I think in general it's a strong testimony to the mechanism of action. Over the last decade, the industry and academia has been studying a specific pathway, this Th17 cell pathway, and identified that it's a key driver behind many inflammatory diseases. And when that sort of solidified, then everyone was interested in finding something for the RORγt target, but it's a very difficult target. And Vitae Pharmaceuticals was the first program that was successful in bringing it to the clinic. None of the pharma companies have been able to do that, and we are in principle second in line. So for us, it's a strong testimony to the mechanism of action. They have shown that it's safe in humans, that it works in humans, and that the industry is considering it as a valuable program. So that's good for us, of course, being now second in line in potential for out-licensing our program.
What are the status of your other programs, and what are the main challenges?
We are seeing good progress in several programs. Remember, we have a platform that allows us to operate many programs in parallel. We have continuously 15 programs that we're investing in, and the programs that we have next in line, you could say, they are entering right now a break or bust phase, where they need to demonstrate that they are good programs. We need to see good efficacy and in some cases also low toxicity. And we're waiting for those data, and those data will be available during the second half of this calendar year.
What kind of news flow can we look forward to in the remainder of 2016?
two important things. Progress in our ROR gamma inverse agonist program for inflammatory diseases. That's going to be very important, and that progresses, obviously. That's very important. The second, and probably even more important, especially for shareholders, of course, is announcements of deals. We're working on two types of deals, out-licensing of programs, as well as entering into broader risk sharing or risk mitigation collaborations. So that's what we should hope for and what we should expect to happen over the next period to come.